Today, we're taking on our hardest challenge yet, beating Super Mario World without hurting anybody. No eating, no stomping, and no losing Yoshi. If anyone gets hurt, I restart the run. Let's see how far I can get. Starting off, we go straight to Yoshi's Island 2. Simple, easy level, where we have to obtain Yoshi, who will be holding on to dear life. I do need to be careful. In order to run with Yoshi, he's stuck out his tongue, and we don't want to accidentally eat anybody. With that out of the way, first level is a cruise. We go straight into Yoshi's Island 3, where it's mostly about platforming instead of dealing with enemies. There was this close moment in the halfway gate that I wasn't really thinking about, but thankfully, I avoid the enemies and pass the level.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect not to record something for this section, and I'm over it. I don't want to do it. Just enjoy Yoshi going through the level. Looks cool. Watch, boom, avoid the rock. Ooh, who is he? Not just your ordinary plumber. Okay! Ignore the Yoshi coin. Love to see it. And boom, we're so good. Look, I'm so sorry. Well, let's just get back to the regular stuff.
Iggy's castle doesn't really have any enemies, and for a small part, just a side scroller, so we end up leaving with our first necessary kill to progress the run. Donut Plains 1 is where the challenge starts to pick up. This level is filled with tons of enemies in our way, and if we aren't careful, we fail the challenge immediately. One thing I started to notice while going through this level was the big issue. If I can't get a K power up, I can't go through the secret exit, unless I leave Yoshi behind, which was a fail to the challenge. Because of this, I need to beat the level and enter Donut Plains 2 in search of a cave. Donut Plains 2 is a very brutal level because of the small buzzy beetle. I thought everything would be fine until he decided to turn around. While accidentally killing him, that means we're going to our next attempt. In attempt 2, we end up going back to Donut Plains 1, where I try to think of another strategy. Is it possible to get a cape without hurting anybody? I end up remembering about a pipe that we can enter. Once in the pipe, I see it. A cape that's just what we needed. Now we don't need to go to Donut Plains 2. Or at least I thought. You see, the issue with this section is that regular Mario can run up the wall. However, it's not possible with Yoshi. You end up jumping and not getting enough height. I can't leave Yoshi behind, so I try to carefully run with the space that I have to see if it's possible. I need to get enough running momentum and leave the section. However, not being able to get enough speed, we end up losing the run. Lesson learned, don't go in that pipe. In the third attempt, Yoshi jumps on that spiky rock. I start contemplating to myself at that moment, is that really okay? I know Yoshi didn't show signs of being hurt, however it definitely didn't tickle. Looking forward, Yoshi claims it must have been the wind as we move on back to Donut Plains 2. Looking to see for that possible gap of staying alive without hurting anybody, the buzzy beetle does the same motion as our first fail in this level. And I noticed something. This doesn't look possible. The bat and beetle cover my options pretty much completely. How am I supposed to get over? We go to the next attempt where we start fighting Iggy, and I get a little too silly, I'll admit. Fun fact, even if you beat a level in Mario World, it doesn't mean the level's over. With that, we start our next attempt. Before we know it, back to Donut Plains 2, when suddenly the buzzy beetle doesn't turn around. This is great. We can finally progress. We can finally go forward. Unless that happens. With Yoshi's hunger out of the way, our next attempt, we go back to the same level. This time, I tried tossing Yoshi up ahead to make the section a bit safer. But I end up griefing myself, not being able to get Yoshi, losing him in the process, needing to start the run again. It is now around my 5th time of doing this section, going back through the whole game just to get a chance of progressing. This time, we don't eat the buzzy beetle and get to see what's in store for us. With a little bit of side scrolling and patience, we enter the pipe that's going to lead us into the secret exit. Quick fly to the top, we end up beating it. This was great. We got a cape now. We can go back to Donut Plains 1 and try to get the secret exit. Donut Plains 1 with the cape, we can just fly towards the end of the level without having to worry about any enemies in the way, taking us another step closer to Bowser. Donut Secret 1 is a water level with not too many issues. It can get tough with the fishes that chase you, but for the most part, having patience is the key here. Carefully swimming to the later part of the level where we use the P-switch to get the secret exit. With that level out of the way, we go to Donut Secret House level, where we fight King Boo. King Boo is a pretty simple fight, and overall with an easy level to navigate, we quickly get out of there, taking us to Star World. The first Star World level, we just need to make sure to spin jump our way down without hitting anybody, and we're good. Second Star World level, we go back to swimming. The fish in here will give you a heart attack at times, constantly trying to chase you as you go through the level. Normally you use a star power that you can get at the beginning of the level, but Mario's a good guy in this run. We patiently navigate around the fish, not ruining anyone's day, not trying to make anyone have the worst day at their jobs, and beat it. Third Star World level. Very simple. All we need to do is fly to the top. Careful with Lakitu though. He will be throwing some spinies. All we have to do, maneuver around them, and we're done. The last Star World level we'll be playing is going to be us mostly flying to escape enemies. Flying around, making sure that we don't accidentally fall to our deaths. I'll be honest, I didn't expect a run to end this way, but regardless, we have to restart the run. Going back to it, the last Star World level has a lot of Koopas, so we'll have to play it safe in certain sections just to make sure not to hurt anybody. We cruise to the end of the level, getting the last secret exit, giving us our path to Bowser. Bowser's castle is interesting. With the many rooms, there is definitely a route to make this easier. I usually always pick rooms 3 and 7, but man, what a mistake picking 3 was. I was so worried the whole time about missing my jump timing and accidentally jumping on one of those Mecha Koopas. That's not who I am, or at least for now, since they are necessary for Bowser's kill. Room 7, just avoiding fireballs, and we quickly go to the final room before Bowser's fight. This section is actually kind of hard. If the goal isn't to kill anything, some spots make it seem like the full intention is to kill everything in the way. But, tight jump or not, we won't be harming anyone. Unless they jump into us, of course. I start feeling disgusted with myself. How could this be? How did we go so far just to end it right before the Bowser fight? It's time to restart. But, before I do, I glanced at the rules I put at the beginning of this video and saw that Shinji was one of the enemies we could attack. So no issues there, let's continue on with the Bowser fight. It's time. We gotta fight Bowser. This fight is usually very simple, but with the cause of not needing to take damage, we still have to focus. I progressed through the fight normally, waiting around. Then we go to the last phase, fire dropping. Mario's cape carrying him to safety. Big bounces from Bowser as he tries to end my run. The Mecha Koopas are out. I just need to throw them at him to win, when suddenly, I miss my jump. Good thing the win condition doesn't need Mario to get hurt. That totally wasn't there. Continuing the fight, we managed to get the last hit and save Princess Peach. We did it! We completed the challenge of no one getting hurt, specifically not Mario or Shinji's. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.